and welcome to LovesplainIt. My name is Grace Hughes, and in this video I'll be sharing about the first full moon of the year. That's this month's wolf moon and the lunar eclipse in the sign of Cancer. That's the sign of home and family and all that supports well-being of body and soul, taking place at 1:10 p.m. Central Time, that's 7:10 p.m. UK time, on the 10th of January. The eclipse will be below the horizon in New Orleans, where I am, and in all of the United States, but it will be visible in Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'd love to hear about your practices, your hopes, and your stories around this special event. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Okay, so first, let's talk about the wolf moon, the first full moon of the year. Traditionally, among many North American indigenous cultures and in Anglo-Saxon culture, this month's full moon is known as the wolf moon. For thousands of years, people across the world tracked the cycles of time by the moon and named each moon in the cycle of a year after features they associated with that phase of the year. The wolves howl the loudest in January, and the month was named after them with respect to their strong winter presence. The full wolf moon will be in effect for about 3 days, from the 9th through the 11th. Now, the lunar eclipse. A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon is full and the sun, earth, and moon are almost perfectly aligned, and the earth casts its shadow on the moon. Energetically, eclipses signal culminations, completions, and closures. They bring our attention to endings and to beginnings born out of endings. This lunar eclipse is in the water sign of Cancer. Self-care and nurture are going to be very important at this time, and irritability could be high, but more on that in a minute. Let's talk about the sign of Cancer. Cancer is a sign centered on the family, on the home, and in our emotional interior and well-being. So this could be a particularly emotive time for us, as any weak spots in these spheres will be coming to the surface. There is something to be gained for our growth in discerning what is revealed to us in the shadow. Trust your instincts and intuition, and what was hidden will be brought to light. Allow any irritability, agitation, or restlessness to highlight those spaces in our lives where we can make positive changes. It's a good idea to remember to let your heart expand with gratitude for all that you are thankful for in love and in your home life, for all the daily practices you have integrated into your life that encourage your stability and well-being and generally support you. Be on the receiving end of love, friendship, beauty, art, and music at this time. Bless what you love in word and deed, even as you identify and let go of what needs to be released. Now let's talk about Saturn-Pluto lineup in Capricorn. Astrologers advise that the significance of this lunar eclipse, like the solar eclipse we just had in December, is greatly shaped by the Saturn-Pluto alignment in the sign of Capricorn, which is about our daily routines, habits, self-discipline, and self-mastery. Capricorn shows up day after day and keeps moving forward. Saturn and Pluto will be in exact alignment in Capricorn on the 12th, only 2 days after the eclipse, and we'll be feeling their influences strongly at this time. Saturn is all about focus and accountability, and Pluto is about transformation, release, and letting go of what no longer serves. So like the solar eclipse that took place in Capricorn on Christmas Day, this lunar eclipse in Cancer will be transformative. But the lunar eclipse is different from the solar eclipse in that it is situated more within our emotions and in our relationships. This eclipse will reveal those patterns, habits, and structures in our lives that undermine our home, our families, and our emotional and spiritual well-being. And it will highlight what we need to let go of, and it will begin to show us where we can make space for what will work for us as we move into the year ahead. The influence of this Saturn-Pluto alignment will be affecting us throughout 2020. Thankfully, Jupiter is nearby in the mix, adding a healthy dose of luck and optimism to all our 2020 plans and intentions. Let's look at the Chariot. Interestingly, the tarot card associated with Cancer is the Chariot, a card of movement and freedom. Our outward, forward movement is greatly interconnected with our inner stability, our center, our home. So it could feel a little bumpy during the eclipse. Meditate at this time, especially on the 10th and the 11th. Be still, be a witness, be a quiet observer. Find your center, reconnect with and acknowledge the source of your strength and those relationships and structures that support you. Again, I'd love to hear about your practices, your hopes, and your stories around this full moon and lunar eclipse. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. The January new moon will be on Friday, the 24th of January. Watch for the video. I'll put that out a few days before it's upon us. And if you'd like to book a private reading, full moon and lunar eclipse tarot meditation with me, I'm happy to do that with you. You can book through my Facebook page. I'll put a link for you down in the video description. The 15-minute session should be fine. And happy 2020, everyone. I'm looking forward to sharing the year ahead with all of you.